I quit. I don't have to listen to you anymore. I'm gonna be an artist. I'll run my own business. I'm gonna make props for a living. Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Prop Culture, your look into the world of replica prop and costume making. I'm your host, Bill Duran, and I did just quit my job. I had a really nice job working for a really big company, publishing video for a really popular video game console. But I quit. And why did I do that? Because I am extremely passionate about prop and costume making, and I decided that I wanted that to be my career. So what will this video blog be about? Well, I'll tell you what it isn't going to be. It's not going to be me droning on and on, doing tutorials and step-by-step instructions on how to do specific things. YouTube is already littered with that sort of stuff, and if you look for it, you can find it. What will I be doing? Well, the sort of things that you could look forward to in future episodes of Prop Culture include, but are not limited to, coverage of conventions, where there are costumes and props. News from whatever's going on in the costuming world all around the internet. Interview with other costumers and prop makers. Really short how-tos on techniques and anything new that crops up in the world of making. Shameless plugs for whatever it is I'm working on. Sometimes my cats will show up. Answering questions from you and your friends and your family and your concerned siblings. The trials and tribulations of running your own business. Fitness? I like fitness. Sometimes I'll talk about it. Discussions. I really want this to be a back and forth between me and you and whoever else wants to jump in and chat about the world of costuming and prop making. Whatever else is on my mind, this will be a forum for me to vomit my brain out and share it with the world. I'd like to fire off the first episode by showing you guys what it is I've been working on in the last few weeks. Back in December, I made a replica of the N7 Eagle pistol from Mass Effect 3. Since then, I've made several more copies of it, and just recently I made 2 more. One of them is actually a wedding gift, which is kind of cool. Here are the 2 copies that I made last week of the N7 Eagle pistol. I'm pretty stoked about how these turned out. I'm using a different base paint that I think pretty closely matches the default color of the gun in the game. This is a tester's paint called Jet Exhaust. I also took the kit that I made for the N7 Eagle pistol and I modified the top part of it so that it could be changed into the M5 phalanx heavy pistol, which is personally my favorite. So here is the M5 that I just finished last week. Compared to the N7, you can see that the bodies are mostly the same, but this top part up here is a bit different. So I built a separate kit just for this top part. This is one of the first things I've painted white, and one thing I learned about painting something white is if you want it to look all dirty, like this one looks all dirty, awesome, because it's gonna get dirty. If you want it to look clean, then you have to be very careful with it because everything sticks to white. A couple of weeks ago, I built the Carnifex. That's the M6 Carnifex from the whole Mass Effect series. This is the master of it. I don't have a finished copy of it right now. The one finished copy that I made was sent out. Actually, that one was also a wedding gift. So this is the master of the Carnifex. I made a mold from this and then pulled a plastic resin copy of it. That's about it for the projects that I've been working on recently. Going forward, I've got a few more things. I've got some daggers to paint, and I have some Mass Effect armor to make, and a whole pile of other stuff that I'll dive into in the coming weeks on this show. If you have questions about prop making or costume building or anything that relates to that, please feel free to send them my way. I would love to use this video blog as a means for addressing and chatting back and forth with people. If you've got questions, send them to punishedprops@gmail.com. with prop culture somewhere in the subject line. Speaking of punished props, if you go to punishedprops.com, you can see the rest of my work. And if you go to facebook.com/punishedprops, like my page there, then you can follow me while you're pretending to work. If you're doing the Twitter thing, you can follow me at Chinbeard. I'd like to make a special thanks to my friend Everett Gresham. He produced the music that you've heard in this whole episode, including the intro music, the outro music that you'll hear, and everything that I've got going on in the background. If you like his music, and who wouldn't, head on over to his Twitter page at EDG3Music. All one word. It'll be a thing right here. It'll say it. And that about wraps up the first episode. I know I didn't dive into a whole lot of content, but in the coming weeks I'll have lots more to serve you, especially if you send your questions my way. If you like the video, hit like. If we want to see them whenever they pop up, hit the subscribe button, wherever that is. And I'll see you all next time on Prop Culture.